Good afternoon, people, and this is Asiah Friends on the 17th of May 2019, Friday. I'm just going to start by telling you where you can connect with us. Twitter at Asiah Samuels Baxter, Instagram Asiah Samuels Baxter again, Facebook. You've got Style Me Image Consultancy, you've got Asiah Samuels Baxter, and you've got the telephone number, which is 07956 597 501. Broadcasting carried out by Patrick Thomas, and that is Reds 5599 TV. There's a couple of other groups that I've got on Facebook that you can connect with us, and they are Let's Support Each Other because Together We Can Rise, Look Who's Rocking a Fro, Stay Healthy, Alive and Happy. We've got Sophisticated Lady Entertainments, we've got Style Me Fitness, and that's Asia's Community Kickbox and Boxercise circuit classes. And last of all, we've got Asia's Sell It, Buy It and Swap It. Anyway, today what I'm going to start off by saying is, we are at Style Me Image Consultancy. I'm going to show you this leaflet. So this is the business. We have, what do I do from this business? I do image consultancy, personal shopping. We've got a little boutique here that sells some unique, vintage, high street designer stuff. I'm going to show you a few things. Okay, so this is one of the vintage pieces, and this is from the 1970 era. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Very long. It's a large size, which is probably a 14 to 16. Okay. Right, we've got some over here. We've got a cape jumpsuit. Look at that. I think that's absolutely beautiful. Can you imagine in a barbecue with that? That's really nice. And what Joseph has come along for, sorry, this is Joseph over here. We're going to talk to him later on, is a suit. Joseph is attending a funeral, and he's come down to purchase a suit. Not even purchase a suit, he's come down to loan a suit, from me. We'll tell you a little bit about that later on. I think I've told you about the connections and stuff, so I'm going to go on to talk about, as it's called Joseph and Friends. So we're going to talk about Joseph and ask him how he's doing. Okay. Hi Joseph.
Hi.
Thank you for coming down to Style Me Image Consultancy Boutique today. And let's ask you about you, Joseph. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and anything you've got to discuss.
Well, it's a lot of things to discuss.
Okay.
With the health-wise, I'm pretty good.
Okay, good.
Like certain age, you do have the aches and the arthritis and the bumps and pains in the body.
Yeah.
And that's natural.
So when you're talking about age-wise, Joseph,
age-wise, I think as you
50
get...
to 60? 60
later
to
than
70?
70 to 80 to 90, people get...
But we're not saying that you're that age.
No.
Okay, cool.
We have the arthritis, rheumatism in the body created by... It's not only black people who has it.
Yeah.
It goes through, so we get aches and pains.
Yeah.
That's not here and there. Then of course, is once you have good health, and then try to be good, not to rob people, be nasty to people, and have a bit of love of well, I'm not Jehovah, but I say Jehovah Witness.
Okay.
Jehovah, have a bit of love. And things should go well. Things should go well.
Yeah. Are you religious in it?
Well, I am, but not the.
Okay, cool.
Not the much studying about the Bible.
Yeah.
Because to be religious, you have to know a lot about the Bible.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things. Well, we were talking a moment ago about schizophrenia people.
Okay.
But I know by being with a schizophrenia woman, I know the behavior of them.
Okay.
I know the behavior. They've got some strange behavior.
And what is the behavior?
Well, they seems to have a mood. Like, this person, we was out And then we got to her place, and I've said something because I didn't like what happened, and then she got a knife.
Okay.
And she said, "You want to kill me?
Oh gosh. Okay.
Kill me?"
Mhm.
And then she ran out of her flat naked, screaming. Of course, nobody in the block would take notice of her. So anyway, she's always on Facebook. So whether that would go through her Facebook, then she would know.
Hold on, let's just rewind this, Patrick.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Joseph.
Sorry. But it just threw me a little bit because of what you said and stuff.
Yeah.
So did you know this person before?
Oh yeah.
You knew her before?
Long time.
Oh, you know her a long time. Okay, carry on.
Yeah. So this is part of the schizophrenia people. And then in another 10 minutes, there's like, forget it, nothing happened.
Oh wow.
They will say to you, like nothing happened. But you know that if somebody heard a noise and called the police, what would happen? I would get necked, wouldn't I?
That's right, exactly. So you really got it.
Yeah, it would get necked. So, in other words, for knowing somebody that a long time, and then to do a thing like that, what do you call them? They don't care. They are schizophrenia people. I was told they are.
Are you just labelling the person, or do
No,
you know actually
they
the
are
person was
definitely. Those other things I don't wish to talk about.
Okay, that's fine.
Don't wish to talk about it, but they're definitely. So that's as much as I know, because I couldn't talk about that if I didn't know the person directly.
That's so true. So it sounds like it really concerns you. It's something that concerns you.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get this out of my brain.
And why?
Yeah, because it is best to keep away.
So
it is best to keep away.
Yeah, but are you still connected with this person?
No.
And what, because of the condition, you distance yourself?
You have to. You have to distance yourself.
But why do you have to? I mean,
because it's no sense being around somebody who would do a thing like that. But if you know them for X amount of time, and then a thing like that happened, you can't be around there, because why would you want to be around there? Because in that case, you don't know how the person later on what they would do. Because if you do a thing like that, that says, okay, well, you get a knife, you come with the knife, I manage to take the knife away, I sit there for a while, and I get up to put the knife back in the kitchen, and then you run out, naked, shouting out, he's going to kill me.
Hold on, but
that person bring the knife.
Joseph,
yeah.
Did you actually like the person? You liked the person?
Well, you allow the person, but there is a limit.
I know there's a limit.
Hi Aisha, hi Joseph.
Hi.
Oh, what's this? I hear you talking about schizophrenia.
That's right.
Yeah,
Come and join us. Come and join us, Patrick. It's fine. This is Patrick Thomas from Reds 5599 TV. He's come to join us in this conversation. Okay, what have you got to say, Patrick?
Oh, schizophrenic. I mean, the humorous side is when I'm at Carnival, I usually have half my face painted in black and white. And I remember I went up to a policewoman and says, "Oh, I have problems with the girlfriends. They think I'm two-faced."
Oh! Yeah, we know that, girls, don't we?
But on a very serious note, your friend in this system here, and I've heard it many times, there's a possibility that your friend might get sectioned. And because that kind of attitude, I have known and seen that, you see, the other thing about being sectioned is if somebody says, you're much better off being in prison than being sectioned. And I looked at them and said, why? They says, in prison you're there on your free choice. When you get sections, they've taken all your rights, your ability away from you.
Yeah.
Right? And you get lost in the system. Right? So that is one thing you've got to be careful about. Your friend now, it's possible that it could be hormonal changes. By the way, if there's any one of you out there who knows the answers to the problems that this lady may be suffering,
please contact.
yeah, Aisha has given you the details.
I've given you the details. I'll give it to you at the end
Right.
again.
And-
Please do. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, tell us what could be the reasons. So it could be hormonal, right? It could be there is definitely a problem, like you said earlier on. It could be dementia, right? And I'm thinking that she needs a brain scan just to make sure that the mind, the brain hasn't malfunctioning in the sense that there's cancer, tumor, even strokes. I've known people who've had strokes that don't even know it.
Yeah, it could be some sort of imbalance, couldn't it? So
Hormonal imbalance. You too have to be careful because the law, if there's a situation that the law comes in, they would first of all just react to the situation. So if she's crazy and she makes an accusation or whatever, they would nick you. And then sometimes the law is so stupid, right? They don't even listen to you, and everything goes disastrously wrong. So before it goes disastrously wrong, try and get her to go to the doctor and get some checks. Try and get her friends to have her go to the doctor and get her checked. Her actions, if she ever gets sections, then you're gonna lose her for good, and then they're gonna pump you full of medication, and you're just gonna be a zombie, and they haven't got time or energy or money these days to look after anybody.
So Joseph, did you just cut her off? What happened?
Well, we had to cut her off.
You cut her off. Okay.
I phoned somebody, and then she...
When you said somebody,
Yeah,
what
I
do
don't
you
want to mention.
Okay, fine.
And then she phoned me. Oh yeah, you did phone that person. I didn't make no more conversation, and that was it. You got it? Because I phoned somebody important, close to her.
Okay.
Very, very close.
Oh.
And she always, oh yeah, so you phoned that, blah, blah, blah. I didn't say nothing. I didn't say yes or no, and then breaks the conversation. But there was two stories. I told you about one with the smell, and then this one. So it seemed like he mixed up. Oh yeah, well probably with the brain thing, the both of them.
If the brain is...
One with the smell, one with the smell, and then this one.
I'm thinking there's
Right,
brain damage.
the one with the smell, we were discussing offline.
Brain.
So maybe you want to discuss that, Patrick or
Yeah,
Joseph?
well, he
Talk
had
about
said
smell.
to me. He had said to me, she need or he or she need a brain scan.
Okay.
Well, so wait a minute. So this is the second time you're here, she need a brain scan.
Well, yeah, because it's the first time I heard you say it.
Yeah, and your friend tell you.
No, well,
Or that person told you.
Nobody told me. It's the first time I heard it.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah, first time
Alright,
I
let's
heard
get
it.
back to basics. Is there somebody that you wanted to get into a relationship with?
That's not the brain scan.
No.
Oh,
About
no.
the brain scan.
you know what I mean.
Is this a person? No,
no.
wait a minute. Joseph.
Yeah.
Is this somebody you want to get into a relationship with, and you start to see these different sides of the person?
Well, it's been a long time, and I feel distorted in being with somebody a long time, and then they do that. So it's a lot of time of my life, and probably the other person I've already been, and is gone to nothing.
Okay.
Oh, my friend says to me, "What's wrong with you? Can't you see? Walk away, because there's no.
Oh, okay.
Walk away."
Well, there's two parts to this. Let's make the assumption that this person is sick. Either physically, maybe a tumor or brain damage, or it could be hormonal. All malfunctions in the brain sometimes is hormonal or chemical, and we accept that. You see, you're now in a funny dilemma where would you want to accommodate this person for the next phase in their life? Now, there are some people who do run a mile, and that's a natural response, and there's some people who do spend a lot of time and energy with them. Yeah, and but that decision is a very personal decision, and for something that you may on first hand look at being very trivial, you might find becomes very serious. It is life changing, because then you figure to yourself, do you want to dedicate your time and energy to this person? And then again, I think to myself, wait a minute, you've given this person advice to go and see a doctor, to go and they have refused. Then you think to yourself, wait a minute, they have made that choice. Do you now leave them to make their choices and you follow through on your path in life? Or you know them and you like them and you know they're stubborn and you know that it may be serious, do you continue? That choice is yours.
But until the person accepts they've got an illness, there's not a lot you can do, is there? Really? There's not a lot you can do. They've got to accept that something's wrong.
But I've just said to you, there's two subjects. There's that person you're talking about. It's not a person with, do you want to kill me? That's a different person. The person with, do you want to, with the knife, that's the person who's saying, do we want to stay with that person?
Okay.
That's different to the person with the smell.
Are you saying there's two different people?
Yeah.
Or are you saying...
Well, remember, I don't want to mention, remember I told you before with the smell.
Alright, are you saying there's two different people here, or there's one person with two different states of mind?
Yeah, with two person. Remember I told you about the smell and you said brain scan.
So,
and then I told you about the other person with, which I told you before.
Schizophrenia.
So you got, so these are physically two different people?
Yeah, two different people.
Wow.
So
I remember.
the people with the smell, the person with the smell, that's a different person.
Right.
The other person with the
When you talk
the
about smell,
knife,
because the audience are probably thinking, what's
No,
he mean
that-
smell? So basically this person's explain about the smell.
the smell is that wherever they go, in the house, in the premises, they got a smell. With the neighbours,
They
this, with
experience
that,
the
they're
smell.
smelling a smell. And they would not accept, none of the family, what they says. They would not accept that there's something wrong. So, as you said, they probably need a brain scan.
Okay.
But that's different to the other person I was talking about. The other person is
See, the other thing about us, whereas it costs to go to a lawyer, it costs to go to certain... See, a psychiatrist or a psychologist is needed for either counseling or, I don't know, what you call the first thing, so they can make an assessment, you know. Now, you see, you've got to be very careful of coming up against law, because those people might do something. If somebody runs out of a place naked at night and somebody calls the police, then the police turns up, then they will be taken in and then they will be...
Sections probably.
Yeah, assessed.
And
that may be a way of getting free psychological treatment and being assessed. But the thing is, if they get assessed and they get detained, they get sectioned, it's a whole heap of pain.
whole heap of problem.
Right.
Okay.
So if you have the money to take that person to a psychiatrist, or what is available on the national health, or go and see a local doctor, or call up the doctor, or don't call a person like me with a top hat and
No, I think as black people, we're very cautious about going to our GPs because we know. But we know that we're going to be the first to be sectioned.
Yeah.
You know, they don't need to hear too much from us before.
We're going to be
you know?
victimized, isn't it?
So this is why we try and deal with these issues ourselves, which we can't always do.
You can't. Well, anyway, people, if you realise people has a problem and you yourself probably has a problem, the best thing is to walk away.
What do you mean walk away?
Just walk away. Because if I might have a problem myself, or somebody else, and they have a problem, well, to walk away.
What good is that going to do if you walk away from each other? You've both got a problem. How are you helping each other?
But suppose the other person just want out. and they figure out a way to go out without saying exactly, and they because there's a lot of people has problem. They could plan things to get you fed up, or anybody fed up. They could plan things which you don't know. But if you get
when you say plan things,
they
you're
could
talking
plan
about
things
somebody
ahead.
is trying to get out of a relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they could plan things ahead because they probably don't want to say to you exactly, take a walk, I don't want to see you no more. They could do it in different ways.
Are you talking from experience?
Yeah, I'm talking. This is the same person I'm talking about.
Oh.
But also, everybody knows the person as a schizophrenia. They know. They know.
Yeah.
Could we not talk about this anymore?
Go on.
Because-
No, don't mention any names or anything.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Don't mention any names. That's difficult. When you say walk away,
You just walk away from the person. Just keep. Yes,
and that's probably the reason why the person is still in that position, because people keep walking away. So it's going to take that person
you
to
got it?
step up.
You got it.
Yeah, I've got it.
But
that
on the
person to
same-
step up and offer some sort of help.
But also with the behavior of the person, the behavior of that particular person has a pattern of behavior, and other people I can't see with how it is.
Yeah, so it's easier to step away. It's easier.
I have somebody who's been in a similar situation. This person went to Gambia and they came back distressed and they suicidal and they were section more or less. And my frustration was this: the people that was talking about her were talking in the sense that they were looking at the situations, well, how can I explain, the situations that she was in and can be misinterpreted that she had taken advantage of the situation. And I was thinking to myself, forget that, forget about the situation and if she's taken advantage of this and that. The sisters of the village, her family and friends, especially the women, should be gathering around, helping the sister, in your case, two sisters, to be healing. Right? So her connections with other girlfriends, they should come around and
I see what you're saying.
And help her out. You see, this is where they use it as a curse sometimes. They say, oh, you're a bunch of old wives' tale. But no, that's a good thing, because the old wives have to get together, and they are formed of a very important part of the community. Not a person with a big head like that with all these rooms. But and it was very, very important. And funny enough, being in this society, would you call yourself first generation Windrush or second generation?
I think I'm second generation in the Windrush.
First
First generation must have been here in the early 50s,
60s,
and 40s.
Did you get off the boat or the plane?
I got off the boat, and
Well, you're first generation then.
well, I could be first generation. They had the war in way back, all the Jamaican people, all the West Indies was in the war here, so I can't be the first generation.
No, what they call first generation is from the 50s, is that Windrush boat.
Okay.
When they came for the nursing and the thing. So that's what they consider.
Okay. So
Yes,
I was in that one.
Well,
the late time.
Yeah, so they considered that the first generation. But listen, as far as me concerned, there's always been black people in England.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? From Septimus Seamus from Roman times, there's always been black people around.
Yeah. But there always been slaves, but they had some clever ones. They had some clever black people.
No. Not necessarily slaves. No, because hidden in British society, right, they pay homage to certain things that are black. Now, the reason why they pay homage to those things that are black, and they may blacken up themselves, is because they looked at that with respect. Okay. And you'd find that there's one or two cases where they were highly regarded and highly looked after.
Very true.
Right? But what you find is that there is trickery in language, because instead of calling them blackie, they'll call them whitey, right? You know, so there's and certain things which are they put it right in front of you. You see, let me tell you something. You see the Moorish dancers, them.
Oh yeah, the Moorish dancers, yeah.
Right.
The Moorish dancers. I forget all that.
Where in England? Where in England you think they might dress up?
England.
He's giving it to me.
England,
Yeah.
The only place we see people with bells on their feet is when we see my brothers and them jumping up and down in Africa. You know the one with the bush over, and you know spin around and somersault, and he does be the one that because that's the only way you're gonna know he's dancing to a rhythm, right? And you see that bell there. So tell me how them Moorish dancers, right? You ever see them Moorish dancers black up themselves as well?
Well, I don't remember that.
All right,
I know the Morris dances is a dance we used to
Guys,
have.
I'm not sure how we
The
got
Morris
onto
dances, they used to
schizophrenia
show
onto
you
Morris
the Morris
dances,
dancing.
but continue listening.
In the West End as well, they used to have the Morris dances.
All right, you see all the
those big.
Alright, you see all the colourful thing them are wearing and stuff?
Yeah.
Anyway, what's short for Morris is Moors.
What was it?
Moors are black, as you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the point being, we've always been there. And you see the Moorish dancer, that is a sign of it. So when they say Windrush is the first time, you see this? Oh my God. This here is because of that same Windrush. I could say Windrush thing. And what upset this person a lot?
What's that say, black?
Black Oxford.
Oxford, okay.
What upset this person is when her colleagues turn around to her and say, "You only just coming out of this country."
Yeah, I read the song he said no.
You only coming out of this country with the Windrush.
Yeah.
She get upset. Anyway, she did work for Oxford
Okay.
Council and thing.
Yeah.
And she went to do some research about the first black people that gone to Oxford University. And one data point is something like 1890, 1901,
Wow.
right? Cole, I forget his name, Francis Cole. He was from Sierra Leone,
Okay.
right? And so that's in the book. So even from the early university, she's doing a second book, and that will come out later. And because of that marking of the Windrush, a lot of people's psychology, that's when you people come to this country.
Yeah.
No, we always been here.
So what year, when did you come to this country?
I came in late 58.
58.
Now the point about why I brought that up and why me I wear this hat,
Yeah, do tell Patrick,
and I
please.
speak in a very,
I don't know what the
Imagine,
accent
you see
is.
the hat you wear?
Yeah.
It's giving me a voice.
It's like a funeral or something, yeah? Yeah. I
How
don't
did you
know.
know what I was?
How did you know if I... Yeah,
well, that's
sorry.
what my
Yeah,
African,
explain, Patrick, please.
that's what my
do.
African brother said to me last week actually. But anyway, the point about it, without going to the funeral thing, the point about it is that our culture, the reason why I went into the Windrush thing, the reason why I went into why the sister who came back from Gambia, her sisters should have gathered around her and helped her heal, talk to her, let her go through her own
Yeah, so true.
thing.
You need support, yeah.
We have lost that.
They don't have that support.
Yeah.
They're not interested.
Yeah.
I could give you lots of things as well that we would like, but we find that the generation is not interested. And I always think they should say,
Of
"Oh,
course.
listen, why are you not doing this?
Yeah.
And why are you not doing that?" But the generation, they're not interested.
Do you know what, guys? And this is why I started a group on Facebook called Let's Support Each Other because Together We Can Rise. And that's why I started that group on there.
Okay.
Just to support each other and show that we can do that, you know, like the Asians, like the Nigerians, you know, let's support each other.
But there's always going to be, because how I think, as the first generation, you would think, the second generation don't think like me. I'm thinking, oh yeah, you should get together and sort this out
We
to
try.
have one another.
We are the
Must-
second generation.
You
aren't
must
we?
be joking.
We
It's like,
trying.
what are you talking about?
We're trying.
If people are not interested in coming to you, whether family or not, well, I'm not going to help them. If they choose to come, let them come. But they're not going to help them and say, listen, you need to go and talk to your sister. You know what? You need to go talk to your brother.
Well,
Then
not
in
that
that,
same, not
that
that easy
generation
sometimes.
is different.
well, what has happened? What has happened to us? It's not necessarily from Windrush, the first generation, from Windrush, or the second generation, or even further back. Look, that Morris dancers carry more of our culture than we have for ourselves, believe it or not, because they carry through a tradition
Yeah.
which is not theirs, which is ours, right? Which they think is theirs, right? Right?
Most dancers.
Right. Oh, by the way, we May, and it's to do with the May festival.
Okay.
The Morris dancers, and they dance around the pole and they twist it.
They're pole
Oh,
dancing?
that one again.
You remember
What you want to do about the pole
the
dancing?
pole dancing.
No,
the twist round.
Oh.
Not
With
the
all
pole
the
dancing.
colours, with all the colours.
Describe it.
Yeah, they have the big pool in the middle and they have lots of strip and they go around
Oh.
with different strip
And-
all over. And and it is unbelievable how they used to do it. And all those strips come together.
Okay, we're gonna have an ad break here, and we're gonna see you in a minute. We're gonna carry on talking.
Let's carry on talking. Oh, won't be a moment, yeah? Just gonna get the door.
Oh, it's so interesting that. Anyway, that's not recorded there now.
Oh, it is.
It is.
And it ain't gonna
How
stop.
are you saying you're going to do that?
No, it ain't gonna stop because this thing. But yeah, as you're saying, right, with the maypole, right?
Yeah, how do you bring that up? I always forget that.
Because that is culture. This is British culture.
Yeah,
right?
because they used to do it. They used to do it so when there's a festival.
Well, they still do
Big
it.
pole and quite a few of them go around. And they go around. But how, the way they done it is make a proper flat plaiting around it. With all the different colours and they go around.
Mm.
Yeah, I almost forget that.
Well,
Maple.
well,
You got some
yeah,
memory.
maple. Yeah, maple.
You got some memory, man.
Well, no, you see, it's so in search of our own culture. See, not just because I wear this hat, right? I can turn up at that festival,
Yeah.
right? And when they turn around and talk to me, I can talk back to them
Yeah, because
and tell them what their thing is about, right? More than they actually know,
knows,
right?
right.
But here's what, that is really our thing. And the point about why I brought that up is because that is culture that is meant to be ingrained deeply. If there are people out there who want to know what Britishness is, that will be part of it. And, you know, that would be your culture. That would be the May Day festival. That's why we have a bank holiday. It's specifically named May Day as it's a festival, and it's part of British culture. So, in order to go look for my own culture, right, I look at the other British culture, the culture. I don't want to say British. I want to say the beliefs and tradition of this land here. This is the UK. This is England. This is London, right? There's lots of different traditions and beliefs which are not mainstream, but they've been there longer than the Anglo-Saxon, right? In fact, when the Anglo-Saxons came, they run them people who was originally here, right? So, but they have their culture, and we talk about Stonehenge. You know, we talk about we have the normal beliefs and traditions. We got the witches and warlocks and what have you. You got King Arthur of the Round Table. You know, King Arthur and the wizard, right? So, you know, there is British culture there, which is not thing. One of the British culture which is kind of amazes me is the pearly king and queen.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, have you seen them recently? Have you seen them they will come out on these festivals.
How far I don't remember now what's happening. Because some of all these kings and queens, I've just listened to them people,
Oh,
but
but
all
then-
the stories about them.
There is an interesting story about the pearly king and queen.
Is,
Do you know how he managed to end up with a pearly jacket?
No, I haven't been into that part to see, please tell me,
A long time ago, well, not so long time ago, probably about the 18th century or so, there was a job called being a rat catcher.
a rat catcher.
Yeah, rat catcher. That was a job, catching rats.
Yeah, well, like we used to bring in a rat tail for school for some reason to go in to show that you were catching the rats. So we had to bring in a rat tail. I used to bring in a lot of rat tails at school. You find a rat, cut the tail off, and bring it in. I don't even think now I used to bring it out.
All right, welcome to part 2. Enter the section on.
Yeah, okay.
Hi guys, I'm back.
So now you're going to tell her about the Pearly King now.
Oh yeah.
With the rat.
Cheers guys. We're
Cheers.
having a glass of wine because we
Cheers.
deserve it after a hard week.
Cheers, cheers.
Right, so it was a work rat catcher, and he found a bag full of buttons.
Buns.
Buttons.
Okay, I'm listening.
So what he did, he went home and he just sewed it on the jacket.
He sold the thing, buns on his
buttons,
jacket.
buttons
Oh, the buttons.
on a jacket.
Okay.
And when he walked out, everybody saw him with this jacket. That's how he became the Pearly King.
Okay.
Guys, I'm not really part of this conversation, but I'm going to try and get in there.
Right? Now that is part of British culture, which is not promoted. We all know about it.
The Pearly King.
You've seen the Pearly King and Queen, haven't you?
Yes, I have indeed.
Right. Well, I was gonna. If I ask the question, do you know why they don't promote it as part of the British culture and what have you?
Because it's to do with us.
No, because it's the rat catcher that
Okay.
found the whole little buttons, though, and they don't really want that to be associated,
Okay.
right? And that's what I think. But if you got a story,
Yeah, as we said, tune in or contact us on Twitter, Asiah Samuels Baxter, Facebook, Style Me Image Consultancy, Asiah Samuels Baxter. You can get Rex 5599 TV. Okay?
right? So enough of the rat catchers, enough of the Pearly King, enough of the maypole, enough of the schizophrenic, enough of. Oh, let's go back to our culture and first generation.
Actually, we're going to go back into you. Where are you from? What do you do? Let's talk about you for a little while, Patrick. We've heard from Joseph for a while. You've heard from me. We're going to talk about Patrick Thomas, Reds 5599 TV. What do you do? What inspires you? Just tell us a bit about you, Patrick.
Today, I am going to be schizophrenic. Today, I am going to be Baron Samedi, or you could call me Baron. Okay? Yeah.
Heard the word before.
He's from the.
It's an important word, isn't it? Baron? Important
Baron,
person.
yes, yes.
Do you know who's actually got a baron? I don't know what they call it, a baronship. But Stephen Lawrence's mum's got the equivalent. Opposite.
Yeah.
It's not a Dane. It's
No, I thought it was a Damon.
no, it's not. Is it? No, it's not Dane. It's
Like Stephen Lawrence, okay.
the mum.
This is, the mum.
She's got a title, a criminal title. So Paul Burton is a baron.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And I met him on London Bridge. No, Westminster Bridge. And he goes, I'm surprised you remember me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's back in the day of the politics and being out there. And so
Now, we want to know who are you,
Who am I?
Patrick?
Well-
way back there, I know you had things to do with night moves, you've had loads of stuff, do you know what I mean? Tell us about you.
Alright, I'll tell you first a little bit about the hat, then I'll give you a little bit about my background. So the hat is about Baron Samedi. Watch out, because there's reports. I'm going to be out there doing my own show, music, TV shows, etc. I'm about 14 months behind. So, first question about music.
Who are you?
Who am I?
Where you come from? What you do?
I come in many guises and disguises. Today, we're just going to be Red 55.99 as in internet, the current new media stuff, which is photography, video, that kind of thing, Twitter, etc. We're going to get involved in this. It's going to go far. Some of my history, I worked for the Voice newspaper, Caribbean Times, the Gleaner. There's very few people left at the Voice. In fact, only George Ruddock. And the Voice is now owned by the Gleaner. And in fact, the Gleaner is probably the oldest black newspaper in that sense, published in Jamaica from since 18 something. No, not 18, 19 something. So the Gleaner is the proud owner of the Voice. Because of new media and stuff, we don't buy the newspapers. Caribbean Times I worked for, Arif Ali, the publisher. He published a couple of, it's called West Indians in Great Britain. That would cover a lot of the first generation Windrush who had aspire and achieve great heights in this society, who we may have forgotten, and some of them we have lost. Right, so that's Arif Ali, Caribbean Times. Hansi Publishing was on Fonthill Road.
Fonthill Road.
Yeah,
Or where the shopping is, or where
the shopping is.
Yeah.
You'll still see that first building on Fonthill Road if you look to the very top of the top.
And the right hand side going up?
On the right hand side, good. Yeah. Right to the top, you still see on one of the window panes up there, it says Hansi Publishing.
Okay.
So that's
That's nice to know it's still around.
Right. When it comes to nightclubs, there was Night Moves, there was Podium, Junior King, I worked with. Junior, I hope he's still alive there. Clem of Granaries, Clem has passed away. Trevor and Spencer has passed away from Night Move. Spencer just recently, last month.
Rest in peace.
Another member of that family is Tony Williams. Tony Williams is...
Tony Williams, I remember Tony Williams.
Is officially...
I work with him.
Yeah, one of the first... Well, no, it's actually Steve Bernard. Before Tony Williams was Steve Bernard. I don't know where Steve is at the moment, but Steve Bernard was the first official reggae DJ on radio, British radio. And funny enough, when he had the program, it was on AM. Radio London used to be on AM. You remember that?
Yeah.
Right? And then I think at the weekends they used to change to FM. You know, and then eventually now it's all FM. You know, and that was way back when. That was Steve Bernard, and then Tony Williams. And then we got David Rodigan, and so they both kind of an equal thing. But meanwhile, in the background, I was there, I was playing music.
Oh wow.
You know, I used to get more gigs than Tony Williams. But Tony Williams was a great colleague and great friend, and I used to do photography for him at his event. He had the Reggae Award, the Reggae Industry Award, and he had it at the Royal Albert Hall. Yes. He also had it at the what's that theatre just behind thing? Not Talk of the Town. Anyway, it will come to me. So we had it in the most prestigious places, and I was there to take the pictures, etc. I was part of that team. The Janet K. City Games era.
I've seen the videos.
Victor Romeo at the club.
Events, yeah.
Janet and Victor Romeo are very strong and devout, right? And ironically, I was at an event and I was playing the music, as in background music at an event. And I was playing Janet, and she walked in and the promoter come around to me, he says, "When you play that record, Janet, what?"
Oh, I didn't actually know they were connected, they were in a relationship.
I think they are.
Yeah, but I didn't know initially that they were, and I think that is so lovely. When I see them together, I think, oh, so nice.
And so that kind of connection, Carol Thompson,
she's brilliant.
Judith Jacobs, remember?
Oh, I love Judith.
She used to be a lot on TV.
EastEnders.
Yeah, she was the only face at one
Yeah.
time around the 80s that you.
Hang on, you're talking about the black girl?
Yeah, Judy
Oh,
Strangers, yeah.
oh, say, yeah.
Yeah, we used to be at the same kickboxing club together for
Was
a while, didn't we, Judith? Yeah, we know, babes.
That's the time of my mind, the Trinidad, what's his name?
Well, not Love Thy Neighbors, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's the time.
Rudolph
she-
Walker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, what about Rudolph Walker?
Well, no, he's been there the same time with the girl that Juliet you're talking about.
Well, different
Oh,
programs.
that's right.
Yeah,
No, I think they were both in EastEnders, weren't they?
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they
No,
were.
but yeah, we going back. Yeah, Rudolph I know pretty well.
Rudolph.
Yeah. And at the time was No Problem.
No problem.
Do you remember that program? Oh my God.
Chris Tommins.
Yeah.
His name was Beastie anyway.
I thought I was younger than these guys, but I remember all the stuff they're talking about. Okay.
Malcolm Fredericks.
Yeah,
I think
remember.
Malcolm Fredericks has passed away.
It don't surprise me. There's a
Right.
lot of them
He
that's
was
done.
always kind of angry, you know, but he was alright. No Problem, and it was the other character. They were on the circuit.
There was another black program that was on, wasn't it? Not No Problem. There's I can't remember what it's called.
Not Desmond's, is it?
Yeah, I think it was the Desmonds I was thinking about. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, because only Desmond after Rudolph coming as a black
Yeah.
Desmond, and who else?
Right, now with Desmond's, pork pie.
Oh,
Oh God! You look like pork pie in this actually. What? That?
Pork pie, he's Trinidadian.
He wore that, didn't
Is
he?
he Jamaican and Trinidad?
No,
I think he's
Trinidadian. No,
Trinidad,
pork pie is funny. And the African guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, what's
He's
happened to him?
Yeah, pork pie's fine. I seen him a couple of months ago.
Love you.
Yeah. Not Rudolph. The main actor of that show has actually died.
But the young boy, there was a young boy
Oh, the
who
young
was the office boy. What was his name?
Who's this?
He was the
Who's
businessman in it.
Yeah.
Who was this?
The
I
dark
can't remember.
fella, the younger boy.
No, he's I don't know his thing.
I don't remember.
But the main star has actually died. He used to come down moonlighting. We actually stopped him coming down because he drinks too much, you know.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
His name slipped me at the moment. Count Prince Miller was an extra who spent a lot of time with us at Moonlighting, has passed away. Ken of Bouncing Ball, Bouncing Ball, Kisses, he had a club in the West End called Laces, he's passed away. Anyway, without going into all the morbid
Yeah, I just
history.
wanted to mention, because yesterday on the evening news was, I think they had an interview with Michelle Gale
Yeah.
from EastEnders, and she is playing the first black role in Harry Potter. I can't remember the character she's playing, but she's actually in Harry Potter, the new one that's out now. Just Google it, you'll find out. But I think that's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, you see, you mentioned Harry Potter.
Mhm.
You see me wear that hat. I could wave the stick. Now,
Okay.
there is British culture. Like I said, it's hidden. And that's a little bit about Harry Potter. People are not so surprised about Harry Potter. There's some of it that they do identify with it.
Yeah, of course.
And behind the scene. So, that's the British version of my version of what I represent from Africa. Now, what I represent from Africa is actually science and psychology. That's what you call mambo jumbo.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry, people. Let's just get that off. Always the way,
So
you know.
you're coming back to Harry Potter now about that's the British version. But now, so what are you saying now? About the African.
Well, it's always been there, but there's the African version of that. But when they talk about the African version, they say, oh, it's all mambo jumbo. But what they do, they go the people, they go and they look and they see how communities heal themselves and what herbs and spices they do.
Yeah.
And they take it and they go and synthetically produce it, and they produce it in a tablet, and they tell you take this, right? And what he's thinking all about is mumbo jumbo. But where do you think they get that from? They get it from his mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
It's like the days when they went and conquer, right? They would. Where is all the African artifacts and precious thing? They're in the British Museum.
Of course, yeah.
Right? They take everybody's thing, they burn down the place, and they tell you you don't have nothing culturally, and they thief all your cultures and things, and they enslave you, they brainwash you,
And all this stuff to London.
and then the first generation, when they come over here, they realize, say, they've got no network that they used to have back in the village, right? Where the women then would gather around and look after the other women then. The man then would gather around and drink and stupidness as per usual. Still do the same stupidness now.
More than that.
Right. But the women then are very important. The women and them is the backbone of the village. They're the backbone of the community. And that's been destroyed. We move on to the current thing about the gun and knife crime. The indirect thing about community breakdown there is that in the village situation, if you had a child that needed help, somebody in the village would help the child. Somebody in the village.
Yeah, of course.
That same woman you talk about there with problem, if she had a child, somebody say, come over to auntie, this and that. And then while someone else would help look after your mother, while your mother would get hold of it. One of the biggest compliments I could get is when African people call me uncle.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right? It's a mark of respect.
that's right.
You know?
Not now though.
But there was one chap who used to call me father, and that was too heavy for me.
That's what gets me on. So I walk away. I listen, I said, I'm sorry.
It is a form of respect.
Is that because it makes you feel older that you're taking offence to it?
No, but
really?
no, it's not older. I'm saying, hang on.
Uncle, father, whatever.
My son, I don't say him, and I'm not seeing him to call me father. And I think, well, I don't know you.
This is your son you're talking about.
No, I'm saying to myself, but I don't know you, and I don't see my son to call me father. Well, you passing that little father, but
No, you need to explain.
I know the respect,
Hold on.
but I don't want to be called father because I don't know you.
No, well, why?
I know the respect.
All right, hold on,
That's my
Joseph.
character.
Hold on, Joseph. Why don't you know him as your son?
No. I'm saying, say my son, right? Don't call me father. And somebody in the street passing, hello father. Or I walk away because I'm thinking, no man, I'm not.
All right, let me try and explain.
As you said.
Yeah.
Let me try and explain.
Yeah, you said it's respect, but.
And it's that disconnection and reprogramming that has destroyed us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Back in the village,
Right.
everybody is a father.
But now where I come from, we say hello sir.
Because-
hello Mr. Hello Mr. Edberg. Hello, good morning Mr. Edberg. But we never had that in my country about somebody but hello father.
Right.
So because of that, I still remain
Okay.
Right.
the same person.
Now that African brother or son is trying to reconnect. He's reconnecting back to us, but we've traveled so far away from the source that we find it uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Right? And me too. I did find it uncomfortable. I managed to turn it around to say nephew, and eventually he goes uncle, right? Because it was.
I'll tell you in a moment.
It was too strong. I've been disconnected generations for so long.
Yeah.
Right? And that's exactly the point when we go back to the women looking after the women.
Yeah.
And therefore, that son, they would say, Father, you alright? What's happening? And he would give much more to you if he saw you had a problem or help you than anybody else. You see that connection is so strong.
Yeah.
Right? Me too. I've kind of rejected. Sorry, what is he going to say?
Yeah, but that's the same problem. I developed this thing because I'm not used in like my village where I grew up. Hello, Mister. Morning. We got the name Morning, but we never had that. Nobody called you hello, father, and they said uncle. And I want to say, well, listen, man, I'm not your uncle. Please don't.
Oh dear.
Because I refuse to accept it, but I realize that you go to a shop, okay, uncle, and I want to say, well, piss off, man. Because I'm not. My uncle had passed away.
Yeah.
Real uncle.
It's
But
not,
there's respect. But
it's not that you refuse to connect to the source of where you came from.
Right.
Where is it that they go and get the football players now?
they go all over.
No, mainly Africa.
Yeah, they go Asiah, what was it?
Right.
Yeah,
They used
where?
the first set of black players came from the Caribbean.
Is it? Football? Is it? I thought it was cricket.
All right, both of them.
Yeah.
Right. So where did they go look for footballers now? Africa. Why Africa? Because it's closer to the source. The source. People are stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see how weak you is, and people are all mental.
Yeah.
They're not strong no more.
No, this is it.
You see the young brother there trying to connect to you, and you're distancing yourself.
Yeah, because I refuse to accept that saying, and because I'm going to tradition, my uncle is my uncle. I don't know you, but you call me uncle. I know it's a respect, but I don't want to like it. I don't appreciate it. Because I prefer my uncle who passed away or my sister, but I realize now everybody's saying, hello uncle, hello father. And I thought, hang on.
So
Guys, hold on a minute. I don't know how this got onto men talk, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I don't feel part of this at the moment. But I'm going to bring it to another level. It's still going to be on men's talk, but we're going to go on to a serious subject. And it's back to mental health and men, yeah? Because what I want to know is, when you guys have a problem, who do you speak to?
If I have a problem, I've got one friend at Tool, which is a friend in Holloway.
Okay.
And our sons, they're very nice people,
Yeah.
very friendly. I can't go for that, so most time I would talk to her.
What, about
If I have
anything?
any problem,
Anything?
anything. And she would say, oh, do that.
Oh,
And I
that's-
appreciate that.
That's brilliant.
But nobody there would say, well, okay, hello father, or hello uncle.
But as a man, sometimes you feel like there's no one you can turn to.
Yeah.
It's this man thing that you've got to...
So now I talk to you then. How do you think when
You
I
do-
talk to me on the phone?
Oh, you know
must
what? When you
realise
call me,
Yeah.
you talk about... You go from one subject to the next.
a change.
And then Joseph will say to me, oh, I'm probably boring you now. All right, I'll speak to you, and he'll abruptly cut off and go off the phone. I'll be, hold on, you haven't asked me about me yet. What? But he'll talk about whatever's bothering him, and I'll try and advise him and stuff. And he just goes off the phone. He'll think that he's sort of boring me, and then he'll go off. And I'll think, hold on, you haven't asked about me. What's happened? Yeah, but oh, bless him, he's so lovely. Patrick, same question to you. Who do you go with? Does anyone phone you to say, Patrick, how are you? How are you doing today?
Actually, I got my sister down in Wales. I usually talk to a lot.
Wales?
Yeah. She's in
Okay.
Wales.
Okay.
So we talk on more I don't want to say intellectual level, but it's about analysis and social construct and the phenomena that we are exposed to that we don't even realize we're exposed to, and what we have lost, Uncle.
I wouldn't be annoyed with you. I get to know you through action.
What we have lost,
what
we have lost, Uncle,
Yeah.
from the village back in the day, which is suddenly presented back to us, and we reject it because we've been trained, programmed, don't even realize it, or even under stress, so much so that we can't see the trees for the sand, the trees for the wood, and the sand for the grain, the sand for the beach. So there's looking at it in detail where you see the sand, and then you look at it wider, you see the beach. But some people can only see the beach and they don't realize it consists of these little grains of sand.
Patrick, I'm talking about you as a person. We're talking about you as a person because we're trying to connect with other guys. It's supposed to be Mental Health Week for men, or and men don't usually talk about what's bothering them. No one bothers to say to them.
We don't like to.
No, how are you doing? And stuff, because they, portrayed as this strong guy and stuff like this.
Here's the kind of negative connotation that they say women and is it more, I don't know, not necessarily more women or men. They say they get emotionally dumped on.
Men.
Men and women,
okay.
Right? So they'll have a friend that will call them up and they'll just emotionally dump all
Explode!
Like me talking to her.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't discuss nothing with the people in my street.
No.
Some of them will say, Joseph, do you want anything? I'm going in the shop. Nah. Can I get you a drink? Oh well. What kind of drink? I don't know really, you get me a drink. There are one woman in the street would do that. Not a lot of people wouldn't do that. And then I'm thinking, oh well, should I put that person, I don't have a will, what should I put them in the will? And then I thought, no. Then I thought, okay, I would phone that person and they don't always answer because they're busy working.
Yeah.
And like if you knock them, they would open the door and hold it. And I thought, well, and then they would knock my door and they would stand outside long time talking. And I suppose I'm a complicated person.
I don't know, you're funny. Because sometimes you call me and he's talking and complaining about somebody and he'll mention names and I'm thinking, well, Joseph, I don't know this person. Do you know what I mean? And he's going, Catherine down the road, she done this, and I'm thinking, who the bloody hell's Catherine? But I just sit there and I listen, and then suddenly, abruptly, he'll say, oh, I'm gonna go, I'll speak to you next time, I'm sorry to bore you, and he'll go off. And it's too funny, but I'm glad that I've listened to you, it's really good.
Now, talking about emotional dumping.
Yeah.
Right, see, now we get to the...
Are we talking about you?
An everyday thing.
An everyday thing.
I'm kind of...
people with the human rights.
There must be something that bothers you that sometimes you think, even as a woman, some things bother me and I'm thinking, oh God, who am I going to talk to? You all know that my older sister recently passed away, God rest her soul, and she'd be someone that I would sort of contact. So I've got 3 sisters that have gone now. And now, 3 of them,
Gosh,
and I just basically, now I struggle, I think, this is bothering me, who am I going to speak to? Sometimes I'll actually go through my phone book and have a look down and then I'll come up with nothing.
You see, this is where women would always have a network, right? And when I go into... See, some men are nasty in this sense, right? That women have their own family connection and their friends connection. It is very, very important. Do you want, if you want a fully functioning woman, mentally and physically.
Fully functioning, I don't know what you mean by this. Hold on, it's going to explain, hopefully.
Right. She has to be connected to her friends, her family, and to that aspect of her life. You've got to let her do that in order to be mentally healthy and probably physically healthy, because if she gets very sick, her family will probably come in and look after her, or friends will come in, and that would ease the pressure off of you. So we've lost that, and society around us has cut that away, cut it away, and we're left in a very isolatory kind of position. And when people come up to us and try to reconnect, we kind of step away. But then if we really stop and think and say, wait a minute, someone's trying to reconnect, but it seems like, all right, he's calling you father, but that's too heavy. So you run away now. Now that is a connection. Now if you get so old now that you can't carry something on your walk, he will come along and help you. But because you have made that connection and kept that connection going, he's going to walk past.
Yeah.
Right? But that's the reconnection back, and that is kind of part of the conversation about. And so about connecting with. So what we've got to do, we second generation Windrush, we have the ability and power to form our network. You see, there was a thing once upon a time called a community center. Does not exist anymore, right? So we have to create our own community center, whether it be virtual, whether it be sharing the same physical space. Now, I don't mean via webcam or what have you, but like this, we're actually talking. We're actually in the same environment. There is no electronic device.
Real time, no.
Real time, yeah.
Real time.
Yeah. There's no electronic device, only the one that's actually recording and listening to us. Now, someone to listen to, you know, there's a song, was it an old Motown song? I'll be there, just call out my name.
I'll be there. Which one was that?
Yeah, I'll be there, just call my name out. Oh, I think Michael Jackson, you know, and Diana Ross.
I'm trying to remember that song. I do remember part of it, but I don't.
Oh yeah, so, but we've lost all that because we caught up in this machinery, and we don't even realize it's a machinery, right? And it's so clever. If I say to you asymmetrical digital warfare, you're gonna go, what the hell that is? Well, what the hell that is managed to get everybody to vote Brexit. And if you ask them why they vote Brexit, they can't tell you. But it was planned. And guess what? It's a very interesting social experiment that's happening right now. Because next week, Thursday...
It's the election, isn't it?
Yeah, what kind of election?
23rd.
What kind
I
of
will get something, I will get a vote for.
What kind of election?
The Senate.
Oh, I don't remember.
Anyway, that's alright.
Yeah. But I just want to bring it back. Do you understand what I mean, guys, when we're talking to guys about their emotional well-being and stuff? Because I asked Patrick a simple question. And instead of talking about himself, he talked about everything else about from himself. And I just sat there and I listened and I thought, this is what we need to connect with. Yeah, they're not used to talking about themselves, their feelings, who they may connect with if they've got, you know, some sort of issue. And he's just talked about everything else. He's gone on to Brexit.
It goes wrong.
And he's not really spoke about himself.
But you know why?
Why? Because it's not something
It's
he's accustomed
because it's a lot of reasons.
The question,
why.
how you become embarrassing.
He does not think, I don't know, that's my philosophy, how I think. He does not think it's necessary, or he does not want to discuss his personal thing to him, to let it out. I don't know, that's how I put it.
So, yeah, we're talking about helping other people though. Really,
Yeah, but again you ask him to discuss about his personal...
who he connects to if things, you know, are not, you know, he's got issues.
He doesn't want to.
Then basically you should say, I don't really want to discuss that. But not go and beat around the bush and talk about other...
I sussed him out, he wouldn't tell you that.
Actually, that is a very...
Alright, let's listen.
That is a very interesting question, and it is very important. But here's what's funny. I mean, I talk about looking at human nature and looking at people. See, I just slipped away from the main. But anyway, what's interesting, we got a couple of programs on TV called Embarrassing Bodies.
Oh, yeah.
Seen it.
Got it.
Right?
Got it.
And what's the other one with how to look good naked?
Okay, yeah.
Now, what is?
I was surprised to see that program.
Oh my goodness.
On television.
Now, what is interesting to me about this program psychologically is that those folks on those programs wouldn't even let their partner see them naked.
I know.
Right? Wouldn't let...
No, how did you know? That's right.
They wouldn't even go to the doctor. And suddenly they reach a point. They go on TV and shout,
Well, it's TV.
Right.
It's television.
It's TV in front of the whole nation.
Millions of people are looking.
I know.
There is a woman involved, or there is a man involved, and it's a choice whether he might get to go with that person and not. And there's the reason for that. We don't know, do they get money? Do they get paid?
Oh, which
Well,
one?
hopefully.
Well, whoever got
No,
the big one in there.
Which one? The dating one?
The dating
Or
one,
the naked?
naked one.
I don't even look at
Naked,
that.
wasted.
I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a prune. I just turn away.
Oh, please.
Are you kidding me?
Oh,
No,
please.
I don't believe you.
Really?
Really?
Really? He's the prune. How old is he?
You've got to be kidding.
Oh my
I'm dead,
God.
boy. I'm dead.
Jones is getting right to the TV.
Right. It's a bit of a contradiction, but what is kind of more important is the conversation that they would have, and it kind of doesn't make sense, the conversation they have. It does for me anyway. But that is not one of the programs on my list. But the fact about the embarrassing bodies and looking good naked, when we revert back to people having problems, right? So who do you go and see? So that's a case where the thing has flipped over. Now, we talk about dumping, emotionally dumping. We talk about, all right, so what I was going to say, venting. So every Tuesday, I'm with a friend of mine called Jammers, specialist. One of his subjects is a very talented guy, is etymology, which is the structure of words and how it's used to control and program you and what have you. But he's managed to have a weekly thing. I don't know when next is going to happen, so I've managed to come in and manage to help host it. And when black people get together in a group, a political meeting, it tends never to conclude in a positive way.
Okay.
Why do you think that is?
That's a bit of a stereotype. I don't know.
Well, it is a stereotype, but before I answer that, you have experienced it.
Yeah.
Right. Have you experienced it?
Sorry, phrase that again. When
The black people
get
in a
together.
community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When there's a community meeting or what have you, it tends to fall apart because...
Not necessarily all the time. I mean...
Alright, you're structured and disciplined, you're structured in this one. People.
Yeah, I think so.
You said, why is that? So I go back to that conversation with the group that jammers have on Tuesdays. And what it is, it was about venting. And there was a point where I was the moderator, and I just stood there and just watched people go at each other. They're going, moderator, coming up, goes, no. People need to vent, right? People need to vent. Recently, I had a bereavement, second generation of Windrush. Stephen Friday achieved a solicitor, is part of the Black Solicitors Association. Spoke to Judith Jacobs, who's very surprised because he was speaking to her about a charity function that they were going to organize. So not only in the work he does, he's professional, he does a lot of community work as well, which I know. Anyway, so my family is calling me. I'm getting different calls from different members of the family. And of course, they're losing it. They're just emotionally... So what do? You let them go through the emotion. You let them vent it. You don't tell them do this or do that or say that. You just let them vent it. And you just listen to them and respond back and says, yes, okay, you said such and such. Oh, they did that? Yes, they did that. It sounds like the way women talk in it. You did that? Yes, he did that. Yeah. You didn't say that? Yes, he did say that. Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, yes, he did. And I tell you what else he did. So, that kind of, alright, I'm taking the humorous thing about how women do it. So they kind of venting, they need to do that. But the sisters unconsciously know that, and we've tended to have lost a bit of that, or it's kind of thing. But anyway, back to that kind of, we could say it's a kind of intellectual meeting, high level, but the guys started to vent. They started to vent. They got hooked on an emotional point of the debate. And guess what? Some people were very clever. They managed to use keywords, incendiary words, and throw it at them. And then suddenly the person responded, but they didn't realize they were deliberately, it's called being goaded.
Right.
And they didn't realize that their partner was deliberately chucking emotional incendiary devices, and they were reacting, and they couldn't sit. And there was individuals who were I was just standing back and laughing because that person was, as they say, goaded and being how smart. Yeah. So back to my family. So everyone's reacting different ways. You know, some crying, some bawling. Why? You're so young. Blah, blah. And that's one thing we're good at. You go to a black funeral, you see us expressing ourselves.
Yeah, with the dance now, so dance now.
And dance too.
And music.
And that's why we used to have less mental problems. Now, the white folks the white folks them, when you think they go for their mental problem, they lie in a couch saying, oh, when my auntie died, I never did go to the funeral and I was affected by that from now. And this psychiatrist is just collecting the money. And all the psychiatrist is going, yes, and what did you do?
So you're basically saying that you, through dances and stuff, that's how you
Did I say dances?
No, I said
that. So what? I said, scrubbing in the corner or something?
They love the dances and funerals.
And is that how they release?
Well, I don't know, probably.
We're talking about mentally, not sexually.
Yeah, mentally, probably.
All right, now the dances and the funerals, right? These are more these social events in relation to the black community is a little bit more complex, and many different things are happening. All right. Now, before we drift into that and start to break down the different interaction by different people for different reasons, with different motivations and different political drivers. We go back to that basic question, who do you go and speak to when there's something eating your way and what have you? Some people can play that to their advantage. And then, as some of you know, some people call you up and you go, oh no, because that person's going to just be dumping their stuff
on you, yeah.
I have many friends at different levels, different places, different spaces. I was in the bus stop yesterday speaking to a white friend of mine, and I had a beer, he had a beer, and we were talking about a murder in the bin.
Oh, we heard about the Islington really bin murder.
Yeah, and so that is the kind of talk of the town on social media. No, not on social media, on the news. Actually, I don't know if it's gone to any other level. And because it's from my locals, from an area, and I do interact with everybody, literally. So I was telling my guy, so we're sitting at the bus stop, I was telling my guy how I figured the situation and who I saw and knew and what have you. And what was really funny, there was a woman right next to me, and she go, oh, is that this and this? Yeah, and I started to say, you know, this, but this was another strange phenomenon that another woman started to speak to the woman there and completely took away all
the conversation,
all the attention from me to her. And the woman wanted to come back to me, but she couldn't.
Oh,
right?
Because they said a woman occupy her with the whole conversation now, and then you could.
Now tell me, why is that? Why do people do that?
I don't really know. It's that woman. You started to talk to that woman, and then because they're a woman, they started to rap. Now it's like, okay, well,
women are more free with communication or connecting with each other. You're trying to say
we ain't singing with him no more, so.
Okay. So just exclude him. Exclude him.
And
exclude him.
No, but there's a lot more motive behind it, because that woman was a complete stranger.
Yeah, no.
Right? The other woman was a complete stranger.
Yeah.
But my interaction, and it's not the first time I've seen that. Right? Men will do it the same way.
Yeah.
Right? I would go to talk to a woman. Man never talked to me for all of a sudden would come and dominate the situation. I'm like,
I know that.
why have you chosen this time to talk to me? I'll go all the time.
Because
tell me why.
That woman depends on her features. He couldn't produce himself to talk to that woman because he's not brave enough. You start talk to that woman, he wants to get involved in that.
Oh,
Because he
we're hearing about men mentality
yeah,
now,
because
eh?
he's thinking, well, I probably could get on, she probably is a nice woman, I probably could get on. And he probably would take on all the conversation and leave him out.
Yeah.
So it's like when you're in a dance, say, and
Yeah.
a guy probably wants to ask someone for a dance, but
Yeah.
he says, oh, no, I better not go there.
Yeah.
So he sees another guy coming up for a
Ask him.
dance,
Then he's
so
gonna
he's
come.
thinking,
Yeah.
right, he's got accepted for a dance, I'm going to get in there
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff
it,
like
he's
that.
going to try and get in there now.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure,
Because he
isn't
ain't got
it?
the guts to go there first.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Girls, that's a lot.
But I've had the same with women, right? That I would go to talk to another woman and suddenly a woman would come up to me and just, it's almost like it's a blocking motion.
Oh, okay.
Start talking to me and I'm thinking, wait a minute, you go all the time to talk to me, you know
And
me.
now
right?
I'm doing
Why have you chosen this point in the moment I'm about
to talk to this
Talk to
one.
that person there.
You know, and you could be in a place and you're standing there not talking to anybody and you decided to go and talk to somebody and suddenly someone's actually come in now like from the side and trying to, well, dominate. Anyway, so that's just a side issue. Back to the conversation differently. So talking to my friend now about what has happened. So now here's another guy. We talk. Me and him now. We sit down outside of our local. It's actually a local shop. Let's say a cafe, and we would like. They sell alcohol and stuff, so it's not a cafe. And we sit down there and we'll be chatting and it's like 9 o'clock and we'll be drinking beers. Cafe will shut down, still be out there chatting, right? Police will go by, right? They know this black guy and white guy is out there chatting. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning we're still chatting. Right? You know, and that was the same chap that I meet on the bus stop, so we would chat. So that's one friend of mine. Now later on today we got the drumming club, which is in Finsbury Park.
Nice.
Right. I'll kind of help them out with the music and equipment and stuff. So I'll go down there, we'd sit down, have a drink, chat. Like we're sitting there. The last few days we managed to have some sunshine, and they've done a nice little garden. A lot of people. I give credence and respect to the people who've actually done the garden because I enjoy it and I haven't done much work. So we sit down there, nice sunshine, have a drink, some music playing, and we chat all different rubbish. But I remember one guy said to me, "Oh, you don't talk to me no more." I says to him, "You see that building? There's a new building." I says, that building would get built and these folks here will be still talking about the same stuff, you know. I says to him, you can't help me out with my problems anyway, you know. And then he sort of went off in a kind of huff and puff because he wanted that we would have a conversation on not necessarily an emotional subject, but a historical subject or a cultural kind of subject, and then we'll get deeper into it. Because he's of Portuguese descent, and the Portuguese was one of the first colonizers. So I remember I had a great conversation with him where we talk about, actually it was about Sierra Leone, the first people to colonize. And there was things, little cultural things that when the Spanish come and when the British come and when the French come, and you know, if you go through the layers, you could take it as that's when the Portuguese came. You know, because even in the Caribbean, the islands are fought over. So one time they were French, and then the English would fight them, and and this and that and the other. And if you look through the Caribbean, some are French islands, some are Spanish patois, some are English patois. So. But that's part of but back to the thing about emotions thing. So this is where community, which we once had in the village, which has been lost. So I have many different people at many different levels. Many different levels that I can communicate with, and I can go out there and create. Right? I could go out and create. And funny enough, one of the biggest conversations I'm actually having at the moment is actually with the people from the water ward. the water board, because of the new form of communication. And because of that, I've realized I've got neighbors. Right? So different form. So using every different kind of media, you can have different kind of friends and what have you. But the best media or the best thing is actually reality, coming and speaking to people. Now, I have a project. I'm going to lay it out the bag. It's called the 12 Elders.
The 12 elders.
Okay.
Right.
Fine.
The 12 Council of Elders. Now, why is it that we've got the council, but they haven't got elders? It's usually elder councillors and what have you. So, have they taken something from us? And they used to control us, which we have forgotten. Anything we want to do, we want to change this and that and the other, we've got to go into the council.
Yes.
You want parking permit, you've got to
Yeah,
go
we've
into
got
the
to the
council.
council.
Yeah, the local tax we have to pay is your
Council tax.
council tax. Any borough, council tax. You want to belong? Council tax. So, Council of Elders. But I'll tell you more at another time. So, Council of Elders as in counselling and listen. The thing about community centres gone. We are going to try and get that back.
Re-establish.
We have the ability, we have the skill, we have the manpower and the political power, right? In a few days' time, it's a very interesting political game. You've been exposed to asymmetrical digital warfare and you didn't even know it.
So how do you think you're going to reclaim that the elderly's thing back? How do you think you're going to have a lot of people behind you, important people behind you, but it'll be very complicated?
No.
All the people that works for the borough is collecting big money. You should know, I know, we don't see them, but we know.
Yeah.
The council tax, the parking ticket, that we know they have a lot of employees that they pay out, but they get loads of money from being given to them, which they don't use up. And they
We
make
as a
a lot
community
of money.
is, we as a community is way down there on the
They
priority
make a lot
list.
of money. It's going to be hard for you to create a system whereas to find them.
No.
Support, I think.
And then said, listen, we need this back.
No,
You're going to have a lot of people to say and insist.
Support, yeah.
Strike as well.
No.
Thing in the road as well.
I hear 100% what you're saying. You have followed through on the enslavement. You're following through as somebody who is...
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I still think way back, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, you're following through a pattern of someone who's been incarcerated and a system has been thrown upon them and there's nothing else you can see but only that system. You've been made to rely on that system.
Okay.
You're not even made to rely on your friends and family and the systems that you had before. You could only see that system. That's what it is designed to do. And you're doing exactly what it is. No, it's simple. It's simple. It's simple. You see, you mentioned all the count. It's simple. It's simple as us three here for a start, right? So next week we ask another thing.
Yeah, I got you.
And from us 6 from next week we are
Another thing.
right.
Yeah.
But innately in it must be some principles. Going back to these frigging the system, there must be principles, right? And those principles about friendliness, helping, do not bring any stress and pressures from outside in. Negativity, etc., etc. What did I say? To be part of the 12 elders, you must not have fallen for, they call it the 7 virtues.
So are you advertising for 12 elders? Or have you got 12 elders?
No, yes, I'm advertising, communicate with me, right? I have potential candidates, I have potential people, I have a potential structure. First of all, it's got to be aired, and they say once it's let into the ether, then it's out there in the universe, and it would take it would take form and come back. There are people.
Can I just ask, 'cause do you identify yourself as an elder?
Yeah, I am an elder.
Okay. And what do you identify as an elder? At what age?
You see, when I meet people, I find it very hard to figure out. Most of them say, "Yeah, idiot boy, what you on about?"
Is that an elder? You've been called an idiot boy, you're an elder. So...
That's one thing I don't like to do. I don't ask people their age.
No, that's...
And people ask me my age and I say, well, I'm in the 100. I'm in the 70, I'm the 80. Well,
But you're not really.
when were you born? And they're going now. They then realize that I'm saying, I've already told you what I am, and some people are insisting. I'm thinking, well, why? Because I don't ask nobody their
Yeah.
age. Why are they insisting? I'm telling them. And my friends and them say, well, I remember you asking before. Some people say, well, okay, there's still half an hour. How old are you again?
Yeah. Oh, because they want to try to see that.
But what is he saying? They
Yeah,
want to know.
it's true.
So this came from a friend of mine from America. I call him a friend. His name is Kidi Awado. He's a
Kidi
chef.
Awado.
He's a chef. He's on the internet. He's written about 32 books.
But Awado is like the name country-wise.
No, I think he was born in England. He's in America.
Awado.
He spent a lot of time with some of the folks who spoke early on, Janet Kay and thing. He was a musician as well, so he might have come across him. So, anyway, so what I've teeth from him, he's talked about many things, deep and past, present, and for the future. If you know the structures of certain things, you could see. So the point being about people asking your age, and that the point I'm taking from him is a thing called, he says, meet people where they're at. We are at, individually,
different levels or different journeys, different destinations. Yeah.
all at different levels. Some haven't even started. Some people are high up in it. Some people have a high level of self-recognition, directions, articulation. So you meet them where they're at.
Or where they think they're at. Some people, you can put yourself on these little levels and stuff like that, can you? Just...
Now this poses a very fundamental and basic question.
Yeah.
Why do people lie?
Why do
For
people
many
lie?
reasons, Nadia.
There's lots of reasons.
Yeah, for many reasons why. They don't want to embarrass. Well, why would I want to tell you what I've done for this? Because I've got to hide something. I don't prefer to let you know. It's not so important.
And it's,
but just to not to let you know, well, you know, I took
And
that
it's-
glass, but I didn't want you to know.
Exactly.
I took that glass.
That's theft.
And
Yeah. But I
Your
took
teeth.
it.
Your teeth were glass.
So I took the glass. But I'm not
So
gonna-
what? They're not going to tell you that?
No,
Yeah.
but that's
The kids,
that's a simple
That's-
thing. What he's, as he said,
And
why
it's
do
about
people
trust. People lie because they don't trust you to tell the truth.
lie? Yeah, and they're worried about telling you the truth.
I'm confused.
What are you going to do?
People lie because they don't trust you to tell you the truth. Because you're going to go out and put.
And put
do you know what I
it-
mean? It
spread
could be
it.
something detrimental to them. The
Yeah.
truth might be something detrimental.
Right.
So they'd rather lie to you
Yeah.
than tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, but
So
they're not
what's
happy
the
about
reason?
it. They're not happy about the lie.
People lie all the
They're
No,
time.
they're not.
happy about
No,
They
they're not
lie
happy
to
about themselves.
Yeah, well, put it that way in what sense? They're not happy. Oh shit! I
don't
told
know if
them
they're
a
happy
lie.
themselves.
I told her a lie. I didn't
You
want
meet
to.
people where they're at.
Yes.
Where they're at.
Where they say they're at.
So why do people lie?
Exactly. As I said to you, it's about trust. It's about.
All right. That lie in that point there is about giving you the perception that they're
That
at a certain level.
Yeah.
Right? So they try to give you the impression that they may be at a higher level, never a lower level.
Yeah. So, oh yeah.
But
So they have to lie.
only my case.
Hopefully.
So they have to lie. They have to hide. But we are not stupid.
No, they don't have to lie.
Yeah, but
They don't have to. But you know what?
But that's interesting.
One of my best quotes is by Richard Branson, and he basically says, when someone offers you a brilliant opportunity, say yes and learn to do
figure
it
it
later.
out.
Learn to do it later. So you're not telling them that you can't do it. You're basically saying, yeah, man, I can do that. And then you learn to do it later. And I thought that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That is brilliant. And I probably sometimes will do that. I think, yeah, I can do that.
But deep down, you know exactly.
Yeah, I know.
You can't manage at the moment, but you
At the
don't
moment,
know how to do it.
but I learned to
So
do it.
that's a part of allowing to
It's a bit of a lie, but then you
Yeah.
put yourself out to think, I'm going to do that. I'm going to prove everybody wrong. I'm going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to think I could do it.
Yeah.
Because I've done it.
I have a Chinese friend, a
Right.
business friend.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, and he has a shop, a photographic shop, and how we got to be friends is when I brought my pictures in to get processed, he looked at it and he goes, these are good. And from that, actually, I managed to be a black photographer in a Chinese wedding, funeral. I did work
Wedding
with,
funeral?
no, not,
No, not connected.
Whoa.
yeah, but a wedding, slash, and a funeral, and so I did a lot of photography for the Chinese community via my friend there.
Okay.
But one of his philosophy was he would take on work that he didn't know how to do, and I would look at him and think, you know, and then he said, Patrick, can you do that for me? Because he could do it, right? So, but he took on work, but he got a commission from it. So that is part of that same philosophy. So we're saying that's a lie. But why is it that people? So it's about meeting people at their level, but their level is an illusion that they want us to believe that they're at, and people do that all the time.
Of course they do it all the time. It's just human nature, isn't it? It's like going for a job, and you're lying to get that job. You're lying a bit on your CV. You're saying, you know, maybe you've done a couple of things that you haven't done. It's the way of the world these days. It's a competition out there.
So
It's a
why do
challenge.
people lie? What's the? How can we sum that up?
Why do people lie? To move forward.
I don't want, as you just said, don't want to lower the position in life. They want to make you think, whoa, hang on, I'm not that person, but they are that person.
All right, then we move on to why 10,000 people from the Windrush generation, a good few of them couldn't come back because their
They
passport
told
might
the
be.
truth.
They also telling you that.
But the real thing is this, you say, why is it that men don't talk? I'm trying to figure out why is it that the Windrush never talk? Is that people I see got caught up in the situation. I think, wait a minute, we know that man. I see me in the dance.
Yeah.
So they dance.
I know.
But the dance, from my point of view, is not a place for social. You can't socialize because you got loud music. You can't talk.
No, exactly.
You come and you get nummified for a few hours.
I like
right?
that word. That's a good word.
Right? I mean, some people, even at this age, will go to events and they will be there from 1 in the morning till almost 6, 7 in the morning. My friend, wouldn't do that. I'd take 2 or 3 hours and get the.
Then I could go.
I've got things to do until I'm dead for the rest of my life, right? And one of the things I got to do is make more programs like this, right? And
Yeah, but not because somebody likes to go out. I mean, I don't do it either, but I'm not saying someone likes to go out from 1 o'clock until 6, 7 o'clock in the morning means they haven't got nothing to do. It's just they enjoy doing that. So you can't really make them feel like they haven't got nothing to do, which it sounded like you were saying.
Well, you gotta meet people where they're at. They like that thing.
That's
doing
them,
it, you
yeah.
know.
That's no problem with that. If that's what you want to do, you do it.
You know, I mean, listen. A few years back, I was on the dancehall scene. 5 o'clock in the morning when I leave, right? As I'm outside, where you go? They just come to the dance. I have to go home. They just arrive. Said, dance just start. I said, no, we have to go.
Oh my God.
For real, you know.
Yeah,
And a few years ago, on my street itself, I get up 6 o'clock in the morning, decide to go jog around the park, right? Before I decided to go jog around the park, I went to a party that was going on from the night before. Went there, spent a couple of hours, then go to the park and did a little exercise.
What time are we talking?
6, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
You know, summertime like. Huh?
Okay, still going on that, yeah.
Listen, good luck to you if that's your kind of thing, but that's not my kind of thing. Right? Now, you know, because we have the park to go to, we have the market to go to, we have all the people going in there. Fred, how you doing? Da 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 da. Remember I said to you, the market down there. I find out about that from a guy who has a market store. So I said, well, I must go check it out. Either business-wise to either have a stall down there, or even to say, you know, Asiah, that's that market down there. You can get this, that, and that. You know, or maybe you could have this, that, and that, and maybe they sell garments or what have you. So kind of on that kind of level of business, it keeps me ticking over. Like I said, I've got so much things to do until we drop dead. The other part is business. I love the business, that Branson quote, I've seen it. Then I could quote my Chinese friends, right? And China is one of the biggest economic engine there is in the world at the moment. Because the other day, the Chinaman has sent somebody up on the moon. Didn't I say they landed somebody on the moon the other day?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right. Yeah. So that's part of the pinnacle of it. All right. So let me.
Right. Can I end? Not end it, but I just want to ask another question. We're talking because I've had a few single friends approach me basically and find it difficult to meet people these days because they're not into this online stuff and that. So I want to pose this question to these guys. You don't even have to say if you're single, but how difficult is it to meet a woman organically these days? Because are you online all the time? You do a lot online? No. Do you do a lot online? You're quite online, aren't you?
The question is how difficult is it to meet?
And even in a dance, if you go in a dance or something.
It's frightening.
It's frightening. Let me listen. Let me talk to you first.
To a woman.
Why? Why do you find it frightening,
Because objection. You're worried about objection.
Do you mean rejection?
Yeah,
rejection.
rejection. You're worried about that.
Why are you worried?
Yeah, because you might think she might be there, but her fella might be there, and you don't know that she's with a fella.
But you
and
need
she
to,
looks nice.
But you need to suss that out.
But yeah, and then you think, oh, should I ask her that? She might say no.
She might say
She
no.
might say no. So you rather not, because some men don't like objections, so rather not to, and some women say sorry.
But that's the only way you're going to get by.
Yeah, but some women say sorry, and the guy walk away. Because some other one sorry, because that friend reject, the other person reject, and so,
Yeah.
so
Okay, what would it be like back in the day? How would it be different?
well, it was much different in the back in the day, wasn't it? Back in
How?
the day, African
You had more confidence.
Yeah, African parties, no knives, no shooting. You know, in back in the days.
Difference? Okay.
Yeah, lots of difference in back in the days.
You know what? It was the same thing back in the days because remember the man used to have scar and he used to be proud of that.
Yeah, the scar. Yeah, there was a guy in Stoke-Newton called something.
Probably Scarface.
Yeah. Only something he get done in the pub in Stoke-Newton High Street. I don't know if you know that guy up to date. He passed away, I don't know now. He never found the witness, but he was in the pub. He was probably another black man. Because I never knew that black people here went to prison.
What do you mean you never knew?
No, I used to live at Stoke-Newton and this guy Wally come in, a dark fellow from Jamaica, and he says, I've been to prison. What, you a black man? We don't have black people in prison. He said, yeah. What happened? He says he knifed a boxer. Where some club in Liverpool Street. I used to live Stoke-Newton. So I was surprised. I suppose I was an idiot.
And that was back in the day.
Yeah, that was the
right.
day.
So
what are you talking about back in there? We're talking about 80s or something.
No, that was way back, man, in the early 60s and things like that.
60s? How old are you? No.
Yeah, way back in the 60s, isn't it? So I'm thinking, a black man? How could a black man be in prison?
Really?
Do you know a song that gives me the creeps? It's a 60s song. It's called Mac the Knife.
Oh my god.
You ever listen to the lyrics of that?
Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, you ever listen to the lyrics of
I
it?
actually like that song.
You listen to the lyrics of it?
I think I have, but now that you're saying that, I'm.
No, you haven't.
to wonder.
You haven't. You just sing the sort of.
All right. So what's the?
Look into the lyrics.
Let's
Analyze the
just play
lyrics.
it.
Huh?
Why don't we just play it?
You gonna play it?
Of course I'm gonna play it because I need to know.
Alright, you're gonna analyze it.
Let's analyse. Keep talking while I try and find it.
Alright, so it was about
You can
socializing,
explain
going and socialize and finding it difficult to, and you were saying about the dance, you were saying the guns and the knives and what have you. You know what, when I was younger, you know one of the best places I used to pick up the women?
Where?
Was on the staircase in the party.
Really? Oh,
I know what he's talking
back in those
about.
days.
Like
You don't
Ronnie-
see them.
Like Ronnie Scott, when I used to go
Right,
to
guys,
dance
so you're gonna play this.
staircase.
Should we play this now? Let's just listen to that and you can get back onto that, yeah?
No, that's not like the knife.
This is
Mac the Knife.
Mac the Knife, look.
Okay, alright, that's a version.
That's it.
That's it. Right, okay.
Like Frank Sinatra.
It's a different version. The beginning is.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. Let me try this version. It's the same thing.
What does it keep way outside? Alright, get another version which is slower. This is up to
Alright, so I wonder if Mac and Cole does it.
I think,
Does
what's
Mac
our
King Cole
one-eyed
do it?
friend?
Oh, you mean what's his name?
Mac the Knife.
The black guy.
Mm.
Mac, it's not Nat King Cole, is it?
No, the black guy.
Sammy.
Oh, Sammy Davis Jr. Let's have a look. Mac
So
the
you
Knife.
were saying, I've realised it as well, because when the woman going up, coming down and you going up, there's a chance to block her, you could have a chat.
No,
Yeah,
no.
well, I used to do that. I block her, she's coming down,
See,
she's
that's
coming
it.
down, and I'm going up, and that's the way I met a lot of friends.
That's
Yeah, especially Ronnie Scott.
Ronnie Scott, I remember Ronnie Scott, yeah.
But, oh, okay.
But it was white girls, you know, understand, it was white girls.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, the story with Ronnie Scott's. Yeah, I know the Ronnie Scott's. But I mean, in a house party,
Oh yeah, that was
right? So you have girls sitting on the steps,
Yeah, I know.
right?
I know what you're saying.
And you know that they're isolated from the room and whatever, and their miseries. You have a chance to talk to them,
Yeah.
right? And if you get deeper into the conversation, you say, oh, "We'd like to go in there and dance." You say, "Yeah," and then you take it from there.
Well, have you ever thought the reason why a lot of them were sitting is the same thing what you do? They're hoping to meet a guy that would come and chat to them.
No, that's
And
no problem.
No, but I'm always talking in general, like say
Yeah,
this is
but-
part of the system as the women as well, who would go and sit at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, well, that isn't a problem. The secondary stage of that is, do you actually get on? Do you actually speak the same language? You know.
Yeah.
Can she dance? I mean, listen, when I was younger, I I still remember this day, I convinced this woman to dance. She said, "No, I can't dance, blah, blah." I said, "No, but you can dance." No.
When you say dance, you mean rub down the wallpaper dance, yeah?
Well, it's
Well, not even that. Just dance.
That's that.
Oh, okay.
She said, "No, I can't dance." I said, "Oh, come on." And then she decided to dance with me, and then I realized she can't dance.
she's like a heavyweight, especially if you're
Couldn't dance.
So guys, if you find it so difficult to meet women now, what is the solution?
Well, I don't know about them younger boys, so I got no idea. I can't really tell you.
What is the solution?
Come on, you must
The-
think
the-
of the solution.
The solution
Because we
again.
may be able to solve it here.
Well, all right. Well, look, the thing about it is, it's not about meeting people. It's about 2 and 3 stages down the line, right? So you meet somebody, you talk to them.
Initially, it is about meeting people though, Patrick.
All right. Okay. No problem.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is about meeting them before you can go 2 or 3 stages down the line.
But all right. So that in itself seems to me like there's a barrier, right? But because I work in the event, listen. You see this hat? This hat pull enough woman for me.
But Patrick, I've been listening, you know, I'm a very good listener. when a question has hit you, you come to your hat. Well, she needed to know about the meeting.
He does, he's switching it
how
up,
you
isn't he?
put it. I know, he's a
Yeah, but
switcher.
it
He's
was-
a smart guy. He's very smart.
It was like, she asked me what kind of, how I did. Now you see this hat, right? Now actually, my last video I did, I was at the Extinction rally, yeah, what do you call it, emergency extinction. I was there with my camera and my hat and stuff. I was doing a vox pop and this girl come along, she just jumped into the camera. I'll show you, go, type in Red 5599 and go to my
Right,
site.
I'm just going to do
Mixed
the Mac first.
Mixed grace.
No, hold on, let's just do the Mac first, then we go on to. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Right, Sammy Davis Jr., the Mac. They're all still different versions. I'm going to have to up the volume, but
This song,
I've still got a speaker, but.
I cannot do a show
Alright, Sammy.
without including this song. I certainly wouldn't do a show here without including it.
Oh, it's not, I don't think it's Mr.
It's very
Jones.
special to me.
Okay.
That's another one, isn't it? I think it's a different song, guys.
Alright, we can
Forget
get
it,
it.
alright, forget it, forget it. Let me just go there, hold on.
That's when he...
No, that's not it. Forget it.
Alright, look, I mean, you see, this hat,
Represents.
right, so I'm there doing an interview, girl just jumped into the thing, and then she things off. People stop me, take pictures at Carnival, I've got people taking pictures and stuff. I got invited to be part of a different set of thing because I wore the hat. But part of it wasn't just the hat, it was being good at what I was doing at the time.
Okay.
Alright, so literally the person stepped forward. They've actually stepped forward. Right. So that's the hat, and maybe that's why I'm wearing the hat. But that is just me, right? That is just me, but that's the way I see to get. But basically, how people meet people, you have to have the ability to stand up in a situation and be different,
Okay.
right? And I think that is the whole thing. Stand up in a situation and be different. See that woman that you see there, right? Whether you think she has a guy or not, you go up to her and talk to her, and then you get from her the reaction or what have you. But your questions would not be about how you're feeling. It can be a general subject. You know, someone's standing there and they're looking over there. You could go over there and say, "Boy, yeah, I think the same thing to you. You know, that colour is terrible, isn't it? That yellow."
Or if you're in a club, you know, do you think the air conditioning's a little bit high or something? Or do you think?
Many ways, yeah.
There's many ways, but.
But she also, because I think a lot of women do look at guy. They look at the shoes, what they wear, the faces.
Yeah, so true, yeah.
Yeah, but they wouldn't go up. I think they're changing now. They would attack the guy who they think they like him. I'm not so sure now.
I don't know, it's so difficult, it's so difficult.
Yeah, but I also think a lot of women with partners see the men that they like, well, of course they would want to do. And some of the women have a dance even though they have the partner. But if I go to a place and go and have a dance with somebody, I'm a bit worried. When I say worried that, oh yeah, well, he's there and he's watching.
But
And I think, well...
But if you're going out with somebody, I think that's a conversation you need to have before you go out with them. Is
No,
it okay? We're
I'm
going as a
talking
couple or
about
we're going...
meeting. I'm talking about in the
Okay.
dance, and you go to ask somebody to have a dance. Going into somebody, that's a different kettle of fish. But in there and say you want to ask somebody.
I was complimented in an insulting way
It's complimented and insulting.
Let's say
Okay.
that one.
by a woman.
Okay.
She came up to me and she says, "Am I working tonight?" What was I wearing? I think I was totally. Was I in red? No, I think I was probably in a tux.
Tuxedo suit,
Right.
whatever, yeah.
She come up to me and said, "No, am I working tonight?" I think to myself, "Oh, I'm here taking pictures and stuff, you know." Did I say this? I can't remember how I responded to it. It really transpired by, you know, when a man is looking on the street for a working woman.
Oh, okay.
She was looking at me as a working man.
Oh.
Oh my God.
She basically,
9 till 5, that's no way to make a living.
she basically went straight to me and goes, "Look, you're a nice looking guy and what have you." And I go, "Yes, you're a nice looking woman too."
And, guys, did he take her up on it?
And I see every now and then they have a dance in the park.
In the park?
No, in the party and,
In the party.
and events and stuff. I mean, just up to last week I had a crazy girl, get mad ones, you know. She goes, when the set was going out, she goes, I look like Cuba Jr.
Cuba Jr.
I goes, okay, it's baby face.
Cuba Jr.
She goes, give us a hug. I go, no, you don't, I don't quite get to that. Because she was hugging everybody.
Oh, I see, that's what I was wondering.
I kind of go,
Yeah.
wanting love from everybody. No, But there's all types of people in society, and you meet them where they're at, and the first line is communication. So whether you're in a relationship or not in a relationship, you still have to be able to communicate. And it's the art of communication. I don't find it a problem, and I know what I need to do in order to communicate, because I also study people in the sense that trends and attitude do change, and at certain times in certain positions and situations you can step in or just leave it alone because you know it's not going to work, right? If someone's had a car accident, then you know how to step in and help them, you know. But if someone's having a domestic fight, that's interesting. You stay away, you leave them at don't get involved. Or if the guy is really hurting the women and you think someone's going to get hurt, then you have to make a decision.
Yeah.
Whether to help one person avoid being physically injured, you know. But then once you step into a whole heap of complications. You know.
Get done in as well.
Okay.
You know, but it depends on the social situation. And here's what, you know from since you walk in, right, who you can pick the vibe up.
So they say.
No, you can pick the vibe up from who and who is who, right? And funny enough, the girl who came up to me and says I look like Cuba Jr. Afterwards I said to myself, it's like the Chinese curse, be careful what you wish for. But why it's a curse is you get what you want, but it's something's missing, or it's the wrong color, it's the wrong size, it's the wrong shape. You know, instead of it being made out of milk, it's made out of something else, a toxic substance. But it's what you wanted, and that's the thing about life. So what the women say? Oh, they got to kiss a whole heap of frogs before they find their prince.
Okay. Next question. Maybe, hopefully, probably the last one. We've been going on for ages now, you must. Anyway, if this was a dating site, what would be your ideal person that you were looking for? Tell us.
Well, somebody, ideal person, is difficult to find that somebody has the same character.
Do you want someone with the same
Somebody who would understand, somebody who got a bit of sense of humour, could take a joke, somebody that has a lot of way of understanding people. And that's difficult because you see somebody, you don't know them and they don't know you.
Exactly.
You only got to listen to their conversation. They're looking through you while you're looking through to them. And said, well, hang on. I don't think this is going to work, because that person has a different character to me, different ways of looking at it. But a lot of men go for looks. And I heard now that the African, I shouldn't be good because they like the big bum.
Okay.
But I think a lot of men that go for, they go for looks and character. Is vice versa the same thing as a woman as well.
What is your character, Joseph? What are you like? I think I know you as a friend. I think
I think I'm the person, I don't like people to abuse me, and then I said, or me anyway, to abuse. I'm this little person in the world. There's loads of people being abused in the world, and they're not doing that. So it's for me to be abused.
It's because you wouldn't do it to anybody else.
Yeah, that's it.
You wouldn't do it to anyone else.
Yeah, and I like to do favors to people if I can. It's like, okay, I don't know if I would stay hungry and give you my food and say hungry. I might do it, I don't know. But I like to give presents. I like to do things.
But I think sometimes your kindness, people will look at it as a weakness and take advantage.
Yeah, take advantage of it.
Which is,
I mean, you take from me, I have my closest family, and I would bring something, and the person would say, why? Nah, no, I don't want it. But this is a close.
Yeah.
And I get offended, but I don't know if they know I'm offended.
Oh,
because
so you won't actually say it?
I wouldn't tell them I'm offended.
You won't actually say it, you just feel it.
Then I thought, when it's somebody close to me,
you should be able to.
Then I'm thinking, okay, well, I understand your character, how you operate. And then I said to myself, you know what, never again.
Yeah.
I will never bring nothing.
You are a lovely person.
I will bring nothing.
I think that's it.
No, you know what that is sometimes? It's like that thing of, let's say, that young African guy saying father.
Yeah.
And you can't understand that. But if you said uncle, it's more acceptable.
Yeah.
Sometimes some people's, how they see things is they chalk and cheese. They really look at the world very, very differently. And it's really, really hard to comprehend how some people see things. It's probably very, very hard to comprehend, to see how the children at the moment who are causing the shooting and stabbing each other, how they see things. It's a very, very, very different world. The rules and regulations that govern us doesn't govern them.
That's right. It's totally
And it's very hard to see those those perspectives and what have you. But back to the relationship thing.
Back to the question about individuals and you, Patrick. So, the same thing I asked Joseph, and he, you know, what I like about Joseph, he's straight. He answers straight. I'm not saying that you don't, but you know, you get roundabouts way. So, who are you, and what? If this is a dating agency, what type of person would you be looking for?
Well,
who are you, first of all? What are you? What's your characters? What are you like?
Who am I?
Are you complicated?
Do you know who I am?
Oh, that question.
Oh yeah. We heard that long time.
Felicia back.
How dare you? That the police put him up here. Do you know who I am?
Yeah, that's right.
That
sounds lovely.
We're gonna come on. We're gonna get
I know we'll find out who you are
after. Find out who you are later.
No, seriously. Who am I?
You're a very well educated guy, I think. And you like a politician.
Thank you.
You do, because the question never comes, but they always have an answer. So
which is not always a good thing. In other words, he lied.
He's a politician.
Who am I? I don't know who I am.
Come on, I'll just do
the reality is, it's who you think you are is actually based on how other people see you. How you think yourself, how you think you are is very much different to how other people see you.
Of course,
right? But the interesting part of the question is ideal person or what have you. And basically, first, the first stimulation a person gets is actually how they look. You see somebody.
So first visually,
yeah. So they gotta look at, and the time you can be with somebody, and you know your friends will go, they don't go together. They don't match together.
Yeah, we
right?
make this
But it's about as you get older and stuff, and you learn to appreciate, you know. So and your vision gets a bit.
Yeah, but still, here's what. Still, that group thing and that village thing, I realized does count. People look at you and go, no, those two don't.
No, yeah.
match." And
Then
you know what?
perception.
There's a certain amount of thing in it, because look, there's intuition, right? This hat is about science and psychology, right? But also there's intuition, women intuition. You may call it mysticism, magic, or what have you. But there's a group dynamics. When you get married, you actually saying to the group, you two have decided to be together. You're saying it to the whole village. It's a village thing. When you're dead and get buried, the whole village comes out and says, okay, that's the passing of that person. We are so involved in certain things as humans that we don't even realize. But anyway, back to the idea.
Politician.
I tell you.
Right? So the first thing is visual. So you may think that person is okay, but then the community in which you belong in,
Oh God, who cares?
the community, the relationship you have is based on the community in which you belong in.
What?
If you're a Muslim girl, you'll be in a lot of problems.
Okay, that's a Muslim girl. That's a Muslim. I'm talking about you. I'm not
Not a
talking about a
problem.
Muslim girl.
Because-
He's a politician, so what question do you expect him to give you straight? Which one?
No, you're not.
That is,
Look at Robin's lips, you know what I mean? Joseph, have me not.
No, Joseph, don't have that. No, because, alright. If you were a Muslim, how many wives can you have?
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, as an African chief, how many wives?
5, 7.
So, the relationship you have is based on the community in which you
I'm
belong.
not the will to live right now. Right?
You say I'm listening to
Right,
you.
so
the
I've
question is to see what he's done. You understand what he's done?
No, I've started on one level and I'm moving to a more complex level. I didn't
Oh Lord, it's
I
more
didn't-
complex. Just simplify that bloody thing.
Yeah,
No?
but you see, life is...
Guys, anyway, if you're interested in any of these two, they haven't really told you about their own characters. Phone me on 07956
You mean guys and
597 597 501. Yeah?
Guys
Just call
and
me
girls.
and we'll try and hook you up on a little date and let's just, yeah.
Right, so the first thing is the visual, right? So the person's got to look pleasing or what have you. They might like wearing red shoes. Red shoes is something I may hate wearing red shoes.
Yeah, I got to.
Right? They, you know, so there might be one or two things that just triggers a certain thing. When in relationship break up, I pick his nose too much, right? But usually people, anyway, yeah. So the first is the visual, right? The second is actual communication. Can you actually speak? Because sometimes you speak to people with literally a different language. You get me though? No, I don't get you though. You see me though? You feel me though? I feel you.
Yeah, but then again, but that's the language from
That's the younger, yeah.
From the hometown, and I have no intention of changing.
I remember I was talking to a young white girl and it was about the language. She says, yeah, it's banging in it. It's meant to be about sex in it.
She adapted the black.
You know, so for something that's good, it's banging, man, it's banging, yeah. It's banging, it means banging in it. There's a word, I can tell the difference, you know. Or even part of the younger generation, it's sick in it. I remember walking through Finsbury Park and there was a nice snowman, and I heard some school black kids going, it's sick, but no, it's sick, it's not, the sick is nice. He goes, yeah, what does that mean? You know, okay, I just got educated there. Right, so language, communication. Also, so once you can communicate, then again, it's what you're after in the relationship, right? Now, once you start communicating, it's what you're after, because there's probably certain things that you may not 100% like about the person. They like going football, right? These are the guys and they like going netball. I don't like netball.
It's
You
about
don't like
compromise, isn't it?
football. Right, it's about compromise to get what you want out of the relationship.
Yeah.
Now, what do you want out of the relationship? Do you want companionship? Or do you want somebody to do your cooking for you?
And a bit more, maybe. A bit more.
Or do you want somebody to do the cooking for you naked?
Hello. you know, people.
Yeah.
No.
I've never used to think of that. I just.
You never used to think about it. You don't think about it, don't you?
I've never. I think my thing is just like get up in the morning, 8 o'clock, go to work, come back. I was just work. It's just me.
Right.
I just have to get up.
It's probably
that.
yeah. Do you find the older you get, is the more fussy you get, and you've got sort of accustomed to being on your own.
Yes.
So.
I want to get up. I find it funny to stay at the house and I'm not getting up to go to work. I'm doing things
so you
around
find it
there.
pretty hard to adjust if you had some, companion.
Yeah. Well, I suppose so.
Yeah, you probably would, because you're set in your ways, aren't you?
I've set in my ways.
You're set in your ways, okay.
It's very difficult. Well, you're set in your ways.
No,
It's
it's not about. You say as you get older, you become a singer. It's not about. Me. It's not about being set in ways. It's about. You might say about being more. I might be a bit more devious. It's not about being more devious.
Ooh.
It's about why I'm wearing the hat and almost the mysticism or what I represent. Now, you go into a relationship. This is part of the new thinking of a relationship. You go into a relationship to actually get what you want out of the relationship, not what the other person wants.
Oh my goodness, that's not
Yeah,
good.
but if you're going to do that, you're going in a selfish situation. You're going in as a selfish person. Just what you want out of the relationship. That shouldn't be there. That shouldn't be. Even though you think about it, but that's some of it on the selfish side. Because if you're going to go to a relationship, the both people
Carry on.
Did you hear what Jade and Will Smith?
Okay, we'll see.
Jade said that you are not gonna make me happy in the relationship. I've got to bring my own happiness. You heard that?
Yeah,
right?
I did hear that, which is
so
pretty good.
you go into that relationship because that relationship is a selfish relationship because they've gone in there to get what they want out of it, right? That person's already come in happy. That thing didn't have to make her happy. She brought her happiness. So you first of all you got to make yourself happy. But when you go to that person, whether you want companionship, whether you want intimacy, whether you want somebody to go football with, whether you want to go to restaurants and have meals, whether you want somebody to look at late night movies with you, that's what you want, right?
Yeah.
Now, in the compromise, what does the other person want?
Exactly.
Right? Now here's what's funny about relationships, from my point of view. You always get to hear exactly what the other person wants. They're always telling you, guess what? You're never listening.
Yeah, that is true.
The man is never listening, the woman's never listening.
Shut up, I'm listening to that program, you know?
Right?
Yeah,
But
wait, I'm listening to that program.
that's
the phrase of saying.
Yeah.
Like, could you?
yeah, but they would always be telling you, they tell you I want this, they tell you I want that. You would be telling, but they would not be listening. Right? And why is it that you're broken up? Because
Communication, that's one of the main things I would think.
right, because they haven't done something that you like being done. Right? And even if they upset you, right? And they've done something that you like being done, you go, never mind. Right? That's the compromise. Right? So it is about selfishness. But it's not about being devious, it's about helping the other person being selfish. Because they've come into the relationship looking for what they want. And even if, what did Richard Branson say?
Richard Branson
If
said basically, if you're offered an excellent, not so much words, but if you're offered an excellent opportunity, say yes and learn to do it later.
Right, so if the lady walks into your life and she's an excellent opportunity, but you can't give her what she wants, in the Richard Branson philosophy, you learn how to do it.
That's right, exactly.
Right?
So
You don't say me now I do that and this ain't the thing.
there's a lot of guys that say, no, I mean, I do that and that's it, you know what I mean, big man ting and everything, but
Right? But she gets
sooner or later you'll conform.
yeah, but she gets to do for you what you want.
Thank you.
And you have to go out and learn what she wanted, but you never tell her that because you lied to her, because that's why people lie and say that they could do it. Remember that was the first part of the conversation, why do people lie?
Yeah.
My
This is why
goodness.
women sometimes switch off the television because the guy is not listening.
He's not listening.
And why you switch off the television? I was looking at that program.
Exactly.
Because you're not listening. So I switched the program.
That's
Oh no, it's so difficult, isn't it? It's not easy these days. It really isn't.
and this is one of the conversations I have.
Did he answer what he's looking for? I suppose so. Did he, Joseph?
No, he hadn't said exactly. But he said
In a
what he's looking
roundabout
for in
way.
many of his conversations, the kind of person, he's giving you the reference of what and what, but he's not
Okay,
saying
but not
exactly
specifically.
this is what I need.
Yeah.
But he's giving you
Yeah.
the situation, well, this is the kind of person he would be, but as he saw this politician, he's not coming up. You have to...
Patrick the politician, that's what we're going to call him. In a bowler hat.
And let me tell you about lies. Women lie to get love, and men lie to get love.
You're gonna, yeah.
Right? You know, and
We all do.
down the road, if they find out about each other, about the lies.
The lies.
Actually, what happens down the road when they find out?
They
If the relationship, if they're getting what they want out of the relationship,
stay together.
yeah,
Otherwise...
You don't.
right. Because it's until what you're getting in the relationship breaks down, right, and it reaches, then all the negativity. Oh yeah, I didn't like this, and he doesn't do this, and he doesn't do that. That's why I'm leaving. But when they're getting what they want out of the relationship, they'll say, Annie, you know your fella is down there doing this and that. He says, it don't matter because when he comes home, he's totally mine because she's getting what she wants out of the relationship. You know.
Gee. Sorry, peeps. Maybe an urgent phone call. Who knows?
Did you see the one with the
Hello?
black girl and the
Farah?
white guy? They've been together from 18.
Not so bad, not so bad.
18,
No, I haven't seen that.
And now she says he's
Oh.
tidy. He put his clothes back. He said we have a lot of rounds, plus they have a kid. But she's complaining, you see. He was good at the beginning, now he's getting thing because he's not doing what she wants. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to say? We have been wrong, we shouldn't be having that.
No, it's all about communication and stuff. Listen, guys. While we're taking a little break, well, it's not really a break. I think we're coming to the end. I'm just going to advertise a few businesses. Starting with mine, I've got this Kick and Box Exercise, my personal training classes. On the leaflet here, I've got all the benefits, which improves flexibility, stress relief, heart function, build tone muscles, energizing, increased endurance, fat burning. And I've got the single class for an hour, 45 minutes is £30. Or you've got a deal here where you get 5 sessions per month. Sorry, excuse me. Why is it when you're trying to do something, the phone rings and... Anyway, I've got 5 sessions per month, 1 session per week. You've got 45 minutes per session, you've got £20 per session, and for a monthly fee of £100. If you want more explanation on that, you can call me on 07956 597 501. I've also, my mate, Larry Wright, and it's called Move It Fit.
I'll do that for you.
Move It Fit. And he does Zumba classes and boxercise classes as well. If you want to contact Leary for more information, is 07958 415 908. Let's have a look who else there is. I'm trying to think, but Patrick is making so much noise in the background. I don't understand.
Alright, bye for now.
I'm just trying to advertise a few businesses I've got here. Let's have a look. I don't know.
We're still on camera.
I know we're still on camera, and I'm trying to advertise here. Right, let's have a look at there. So we've got tonight, which is Friday the 17th of May 2019, we've got Soul 360 at Soul Fridays it's called, and it's at the Boys Dale, which is Canary Wharf, London E14 4QT. and that's put on by Jean Events Jean. I think she calls herself Jean Blake now on Facebook, and it's the Eurasian Roadshow. On the bill is Mosty G, The Chemist, and Sweet Vibes Inks. It looks like VIP entry from 9 p.m. till 1 a.m. is free. That's what I'm getting from this. Then you've got on the Thursday, the 30th of May, you've got my old mate Peter Terry at Bojangles. It's ladies' night. When we say ladies' night, we don't mean just ladies. Men, you come in after 10 o'clock. But I think before that, there might be a little stripper or something. We could have Joseph on the bill or Patrick, who knows. Yeah, so you can go ladies' night. Admission is £10. If you've got the flyer, you £5 with the flyer. Okay, and that's Bojangles in Chingford. Yeah, if you want further information on that one, call, let's have a look, 07506 575 393. Yeah, and then you've got Harvell Karaoke X, and I think that's the end of the month, or beginning of June. Karaoke is great fun. You want to go and sing along, doesn't matter if you can sing or not. He's got genres, all different types of genre music. It doesn't matter if you can sing or not. It's not about that, it's about having fun. You call, for more information on that one, call H or Harville on 07956 225 775. I think that's all I've got to advertise at the moment. You guys, yeah. I don't know if Joseph wants to say anything, and want to end it by saying anything? Thanks for listening or something, Joseph? No, Joseph, I just want to say thank you so much for coming down today.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming down today.
Yeah.
Having a good chat. And
it's good.
You know?
Yeah. So, guys, if you want to come down, have a little chat, you know, it's called Asiah Friends. Come down, have a coffee, have a glass of wine or something. No pressure whatsoever. I think Patrick's holding. So, Patrick, do you want to come and talk about what you do?
No, just
come on, Patrick, come on camera and tell them what you do if you want to advertise your Reds 5599. If they want to get in contact with you, give your telephone number or something.
Oh, I'm just gonna. For those of you who are on the Twitters out there, just tweet me on Red5599 and or Red55 at gmail.com. We'll leave it at that. Or if you want the Facebook, it's Red5599TV. You can go there and you can actually put some comments and stuff. And don't forget, if you want to take part in what we're doing, this is only the beginning.
This is the beginning. It was just a free flow chat for everyone and stuff. It was nothing major, you know. It was just a practice run, and I think, you know, we had a lovely chat. But as Patrick was saying, if you want to be what's the word? If you want to take part, basically
help out,
take part, learn. Contact me, Asiah, on 07956 597 501. Email on asiahsb@hotmail.com. Yeah, let's chat.
And we got Asia's dating thing starting and thing, and you know.
Yeah, we'll do all sorts. If you're looking for a date, and you can use this as a platform, come up. You know, you're welcome. Anything. We'll be talking about the youth. We're trying to youth empowerment, elderly, what they need in the community and how you can help. All sorts. No subject is too big or too small.
No subject is taboo.
Alright, I think we better go now, yeah? Bye guys. Thank you.